Hello friends, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. If you haven't watched one of my videos before, you may have spotted one or two of my thumbnails. I've done such great videos as how Aston Villa became great again. That was under Dean Smith, I think. Didn't go great after that. I also did that belter, how Aston Villa became great again. That was under Steven Gerrard. Third time's the charm, innit? Third time's the charm. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk online about me not doing this or should I do this. Look, you're doing brilliantly right now. Absolutely brilliantly. And that is why I'm going to let you know how Unai Emery will definitely lead Aston Villa into Europe this season. Regular watchers of the channel will know that I've stayed away from Aston Villa because of the jinx. That's a jinx that has my name in it, because apparently everyone I talk about becomes rubbish. But maybe that's because I'm talking about them when they're great, and football does these things. That said, Catherine, who is a big Aston Villa fan, she said this when I said, shall we do a video on it? Morning, Jim. This might be the Siders talking from yesterday, but I've been talking to Mr. Tom Jordan, who's got a Bournemouth channel, this morning, and because Bournemouth broke the Jim jinx, thus the jinx isn't a thing anymore with the relegation video. Go check that out, by the way. Absolute belter of a video. You can do the Villa video. So here we are. Look, I know you're nervous, and this is the video that a lot of you wanted. You know, top 4 contenders, if you want to get into Europe, West Brom, Birmingham, Wolves, all of you guys desperate for this video. But look, Villa fans, even if you're watching this through your fingers right now, I come bearing gifts. Got ourselves a giveaway, thanks to the guys at So Rare. Now, I've got a So Rare private league right now. We've got 495 people in that league at the moment. I did pretty well last week. I'm 65th in my league at the moment. Eze doing bits for me. But that's not important right now. The important thing is that I have 3 pairs of VIP tickets to Aston Villa against Fulham. Absolutely huge game. Huge. And as I said, 3 pairs of VIP tickets to give away. I will be giving them away very, very soon. Of course, the game is on the 25th of April. So if you want those tickets, those VIP tickets, go into the link in the description, join my private league, and comment down below with your team name. I will pick 3 people by the end of the week. Make sure you keep Tuesday free, and you could be going to watch that game. So that's the admin done. Let's talk about how Unai Emery could well possibly lead Aston Villa to Europe this season. Now, these images are courtesy of a tweet by HLTCO on Twitter showing you where Villa were under Gerrard and where they have climbed to under Emery. It's absolutely outrageous. From a relegation-threatened team to one of the most impressive teams this season. So first up, what needed to change? Well, here we have Gerrard's last ever lineup as Aston Villa manager and accompanying average positions. These are from the 3-0 defeat to Fulham, which I'm giving tickets away to. Have I told you about that? Links in the description. Join the private league. Comment down below with your team name. You've got a chance to win that. In which they conceded 4 big chances and created none of their own. So the first thing that we noticed is that the whole formation is completely different, with it being structured around the 4-2-3-1, which looks a bit like a Christmas tree. But Gerrard must have been on the naughty list because it ended very quickly and very badly for him. At first glance, when you look at the average positions, you can see that there is a clear structure there and an idea behind it. But when we get into Emery's tactics in a minute, you'll see why this isn't always a good thing for a team. The structure never really suited Villa and was very predictable at times and offered very little tactical flexibility at all, but also lacked complexity, which made it incredibly one-dimensional. The misuse of Watkins is also something incredibly prevalent from the Gerrard era. His 12 goals since the restart after the World Cup proves this, and we'll also dive into that as well. But we need to talk about Unai Emery's tactical consistency. On the left, we have the average positions from Emery's first game in charge, and on the right, we have the average positions from their most recent win over Newcastle at the weekend. When Villa beat Man United 3-1 in Emery's first game in charge, you got the sense that he knew exactly what he wanted to do from the get-go. In that game, they created 0.66 XG, but limited Man United importantly to 0.52. And with that, the term "you just got Emery'd" was born. What I want to hone in on, though, is the tactical consistency from Emery and how similar the average positions are from this game in November to their match at the weekend. The establishing and continued progression in this system is one of the key reasons they have done so well recently, and the buy-in from the players has been absolutely excellent. Something you just didn't feel Gerrard had. Emery's formations have varied between a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-3-1 this season, but both have very similar end goals and look very similar as far as average positions are concerned. The 4-2-3-1 used against Newcastle was the best they've looked this season, in my opinion, and I can see this being the new go-to formation for the rest of the season. Let's start off with the centre-backs, because Concert and Mings have had a lot of criticism over the last 18 months or so, but Emery has sort of fixed them in a way. Mings and Concert, under Gerrard, they often struggled when defending space in behind, but also when in possession. So what does Emery do? Well, he played them deeper and allowed them to solely focus on defending the box. This has seriously limited the amount of errors they make and also allows them to be comfortable on the pitch. The rise of Mings and Concert, I don't think is getting spoken about enough, and they are one of the most solid partnerships in the league at the minute. Villa have conceded twice in their last 8 matches. Next up, the fullbacks. Be it Ashley Young or Matty Cash, who starts at right back, their roles are acutely similar and the shape of the team is unchanged. The role of the right back in this team is to be defensive-minded first, which allows left back Alex Moreno to thrive and be an attacking outlet down that left-hand side. Moreno has been insanely good since signing in January. In only 9 starts, he's already got 3 assists and offers so much attacking dynamism down that left-hand side for Villa, which is huge given the inverted nature of Jacob Ramsey or whoever starts on the left-hand side of midfield. There's also a really dynamic double pivot here. Douglas Luiz was sent off in Gerrard's last game in charge, and his comeback under Emery is fantastic. He had a very reserved role at the base of the midfield under Gerrard, and it took away from his qualities as a ball progressor and a playmaker. The licence to go forward and be a link man between the midfield and attack has seen Luiz become one of the most creative midfielders that they have. We see in this screenshot how his advanced positioning allows Villa to break the lines and be penetrative. No Villa player has more key passes this season than Douglas Luiz, 36. And be it Boubacar Kamara or Leander Dendoncker, who plays as the ball winner, both have been great for Villa this season. Kamara is the first choice and has shown why he's a Rolls Royce of a player this season. Kamara is averaging 3.79 tackles and interceptions per 90 this season, but also 4.6 progressive passes per 90. His role in the team as a destroyer is important, but his role in collecting the ball from the centre halves is equally important and is one of the most important cogs in this system. The inverted midfielders are what makes this Aston Villa tactical approach different to every other system in the league right now. With John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey initially starting as wide players, it gives Villa that tactical complexity that they were missing so sorely under Gerrard. With these two as wide players, it allows them to be creative, to pick up positions in the half spaces when in the final third, but it also gives them flexibility to roam in the final third. But on the flip side, it offers Villa the ability to create a flat 4 in midfield when out of possession, which limits opposition wide play whilst also making it very hard to play through them vertically in central areas. We can see the tactical complexity come into full effect here in the lead up to Jacob Ramsey's goal at the weekend. Ramsey's movement inside makes him into somewhat of a sort of shadow striker or a Raumdeuter, if you will. This makes tracking him very difficult for opposition teams, and Newcastle found that out. But if you have a look at Alex Moreno here too, Ramsey's movement creates space for Moreno on the left, which opens the door for a back post overload. Moving into those striking positions, and it's the 10 or the second striker that Villa have employed. That's been really interesting as well, because Villa have sometimes played with Leon Bailey as a second striker in a 4-4-2, but they've also used a 10 at times. That phrase tactical complexity comes back into play here, because with Buendia as a 10, it gives him the ability to be creative in his movement, but also in his output. With him moving to the right-hand side, at times it allows McGinn to be brought into the game via combination play, which means an attacking fullback is not needed on that side due to overloads and interplay being fruitful without it. Buendia's work rate in central areas is also key, as he will drop into midfield to add to the barrier that Villa's double pivot provides. His ability in possession through his role also offers Villa another progressive option when in possession. Buendia received 6 progressive passes against Newcastle. No other Villa player received more. Right, let's talk about him. The main man himself, Ollie Watkins, gets his own section. No other player can do what he can, and the way he does it is amazing. As said earlier, Watkins has 12 goals since the World Cup restart, but what we didn't tell you was that he has 20 goal contributions in total, 14 goals and 6 assists from 29 starts this season. After Haaland, who's better? No one. And are we now getting to a point where we're going to have a conversation between Ollie Watkins and Rashford? That could be a discussion soon, because Rashford obviously was running outrageously hot. Watkins is running outrageously hot right now. They might both sort of calm down a little bit, but they're both high-quality players. If you can only pick one, let me know in the comments down below. Which one would you go for? Now, Watkins sometimes gets pigeonholed into a striker who only works the channels. But in my opinion, I think the interplay and dialogue with the midfield is right up there with the best in the league. I think in this screenshot here, you can see that he moves from threatening to run in behind to stepping back and offering an option as a screen. This is something he doesn't get enough credit for and is an aspect that factors into his ability as a true number 9. And despite being very underrated as a hold-up striker, he does truly shine when exposing spaces in those channels. A lot will not understand how hard this is to do. It requires intelligence from Watkins to understand when the ball is likely to be played to accompany his run. Vision, a sort of backwards vision, if you will. The amount of times Watkins does this to teams is no coincidence. He's almost a master of it at this stage. And this is a screenshot from the Leicester game, but you could probably watch an hour straight of Watkins doing this season in Emery's tactical revolution. So that's exactly how Villa are winning matches at the moment, but also it's what needed to change for this to happen. The difference in approach, tactical acumen and results is unbelievable and demonstrates Emery's quality as a coach. Villa can also spend big in the summer as things stand, and finishing in Europe could see them take their squad to the next level. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're feeling really generous, and why not check out this? Straight into a rant? Go on then. Arsenal fans, calm down. Stop panicking. You've got to be in it to win it, guys. F***ing calm down. F***ing calm down.